Chris Dubeck and Dave Rudy. Heather Cochran who played Diana. Zach Green, Mr. Dexter. And my partner in crime, Megan Gilbride, producer of the film. And before we start with the questions, I just want to acknowledge a couple other folks in the audience. Angela De Leon, where are you, Angela? She was our production coordinator. Caroline Carlin is our production designer, right there. And Chris Olson, is he still in the house? Chris Olson, who is our co-producer. Yeah, he's back there. Tall man back there. And then Deborah Green, who is Zach's mom, who basically got us that. Oh, she's not. Okay. She was here earlier, but I guess she didn't like the movie, so she left. Oh, no, she's there. There she is. Okay. Oh yes, and Adam Donaghy, our other co-producer, I saw him. Where's Adam? There he is. Okay. Sorry, some people have come, some people have left. My bad, Adam. Okay, questions from the crowd for myself or any of these fine people? Do you guys see any hands? I can't see.
The origin of the project, how did it get started, and how did it all come together?
The origin of the project was basically the Austin Film Society. Like I said before, I worked there. I got to know Deborah Green, who's one of our board members, and she has this house up there. It's owned by her ex-husband, Tom Green, actually. But she wants me to make that clear. But she very nicely lets us throw parties up there to celebrate the Texas filmmakers that we support through AFS. And after one of those parties, I actually spent a night in the house. And I was actually alone for a lot of the time because everybody else was out watching movies. So I just kind of went exploring and realized, you know, if I wanted to, I could hide in here and no one would know I was here. I could hide for days. There's so many rooms, so many nooks and crannies, just move from one to the other. And I wanted to write a script that starred this gentleman right here, Chris Dubeck, who I'd worked with a couple times before. And I just like the idea of him as this like foreign agent creeping around the house, causing havoc. So that's pretty much where it started. Anyone else? Yeah. Yeah, actually, the way it was going to end, I knew, like, before I even finished the script, I knew that I wanted it to be, to me, it's a love story between three people, but the happy ending is that they're all apart at the end. Because clearly, they are not healthy for each other. So I wanted it to be all three of them alone, and, you know, with an opportunity, hopefully, to kind of reflect on maybe how some of their actions had caused damage on people that they supposedly love in their lives. So yeah, that's how I wanted it to end. And actually, Angela's here, and she found that bus stop like 2 hours before we were going to shoot it or something. So I knew I wanted to end at a place like that, and Angela managed to find that exact place for us, like when we were like in the car driving down there. So very lucky. Anyone else? You guys want to ask any questions of these people? Are you guys just waiting for other people to ask questions? That's not cool, frankly. Way in the back there? Right there, yeah.
Who do you feel was the most moral character in the movie?
Whoa. Dexter. I think it was Dexter. Yeah. Dexter, he just wanted to get the comic. He was like, I've been waiting for you to get your surprise so I can get the goddamn comic. Yeah, I never got it. Yeah, right there. Improvised. Oh yeah, sorry. The app question was it fully scripted or improvised? There was a full-on script. We did do a lot of extensive rehearsals, and during those rehearsals, we did that for about a month. Like I had them, you know, work on scenes. A lot. We didn't do very much scene work, like because I wasn't really interested in using rehearsals to get them to say the lines right. It was more like getting all of us to sort of bond as a family and be really comfortable with each other, especially because the three of them were supposed to have known each other for decades. So during the rehearsals, I did end up rewriting the script from that, but on the set, there was not a whole lot. I don't know, I guess our number was 80 to 89%? Yeah. But some of the best lines in the movie are from these guys, like, I hesitate to repeat it, but you guys watched the movie, so it's okay if I say this word. When Alex says, "I gotta take this rubber off my cock," that was Alex, and he said that, I think we did that take like 10 times, and every time I laughed, I could not, so even the one that we used, like, I just cut it right off. He says the word cock, because then you hear me laugh. So, thanks, Alex, for that one. Right there. If we base the characters on any actual persons? Well, why don't you guys talk about that? Any particular people?
Sure. I guess my character, I lived in New York for a while, and I knew some of my friends were on the periphery of the literati scene, and there were these sort of struggling writers. Some of them were slightly successful, most of them were struggling, but they all seem to have this sort of very common, or some specific qualities in common. They're all very sort of hyper-competitive and selfish and arrogant and very egocentric. And I basically just tapped into two of those people that I thought really harnessed those qualities and try to amp up those attributes. And no names.
Just going to play a quick tune here. I think I work with a lot of imagery, and Brian and I and all four of us, we did this long rehearsal periods and a lot of imagination, a lot of concentration, a lot of games, a lot of relaxation, and I got an image for the character. Wasn't me. And sometimes when you get an image, you just kind of follow it. He was much shorter, kind of looked like a real greasy kind of wrestler, had a real bushy mustache. So I just kind of asked that question, and I don't think it was really anybody I recognized. It's maybe a conglomeration.
I just played myself. I'm kidding.
Dexter, I do see a lot of myself in Dexter. Mainly in just that he's like a comic book dweeb, and I think the one part that I kind of like about being able to play him is that he kind of speaks his mind. He's kind of an asshole, and I have trouble doing that sometimes. So it felt good to kind of talk shit to Dubek a little bit. That was fun.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, please do.
So the question was for all of us to give us our IMDb credits. As actors, I was in a movie called The Whole Story, and then I was in a movie called Beeswax by Andrew Brzezowski, and then most recently I acted in Harmony and Me, and there's a movie I'm really excited about coming out at South by in March called Tiny Furniture, which I'm also really excited about.
I was also in Harmony of Me with Alex, a small part in that. Also was in two projects previously with Brian, a short called Grammys and The Casting Kids. And this year in South by, hopefully be seeing a movie called The Happy Poet.
I feel like I'm at school. Some kind of assembly. I played Leatherface's sister in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Stop laughing. I played a heroin addict on CSI. And also in 3 Days of Rain, a Michael Meredith film that was in Tribeca. I played a sleepwalker who may have killed someone on CSI New York. And I played a biker chick on ER. And Oh, I played a nice person who was a psychiatrist kind of person on Huff, which is a really fantastic show. If you can rent it and watch it, Oliver Platt, total badass. That was fun. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, I haven't really been in anything. I'm a student at Chapman University, so I guess I've been in some student films there. Actually, my friend Jack Seaman would love me if I said this. I'm going to act in his next movie called In the Company of Charlie Pollock. Yeah.
The question was how many days of shooting. So we started shooting like the day that Sundance ended last year was the day that the cast and crew showed up in Park City, and so we shot for 11 days in the house, and then we went back to Austin, passed out for about a week, and then shot for another 8 days in Austin. So it was 19 days total, and then post-production was. Oh, it took me like 4 months to get to the first edit, which was 2.5 hours long. It was like Apocalypse Now version of this movie. And then, but we've been working on it right up until the day we showed up. We had the day before, we realized that there was something wrong with the sound, so we had to have that retransferred, and so we hand-delivered the tape to Sundance the day we arrived. So, yeah, right there. The poop. It's a poop prank. That's a technical term. Sorry, say that again? Well, it was weird, actually. Oh yeah, who came up with a poo-poo surprise, aka poop prank? That was me. That was my idea. And the really funny thing was, hey Chris, why don't you talk about auditioning with that scene with all the 25 ladies that we came into audition?
I don't remember anything funny about that. I mean, I was playing that totally straight. There was nothing really funny about that. In terms of, I just got a chance to work with 25 different actresses that came in and got each of their take on a poop prank. What that was like. Right. During the audition process, thankfully I didn't have to audition. It's one of the great things. Take this opportunity to say thank you, Brian. Thank you to my co-creators. Amazing ensemble. I know I'm getting off on a tangent. That's what happens when you come in front of a microphone. These guys, it was really like a family. I mean, we played a little game every morning, and we worked 12 hours and 13 hours, and then got up and did it again, and we're all like a family, So it was a really, really awesome collaboration. And I didn't get my catering credits. I got a chance to make meals in between shooting, so.
Okay. One more question right back there. What happens to Rudy afterwards? I don't know. Chris has a theory. You want to describe your theory? Yeah. He tried to get me to write this, and I was like, no.
So here's what happens. Right after that scene, I walk down this hill into this valley, and it's very quiet, and there's a little donut shop. And I go into the donut shop, and I sit in the donut shop, and I mull over everything that's happened. And a waitress comes over. She talks to me. She feels my pain. We have this long conversation. I tell her everything about it, and it's a very redemptive moment that did not happen. And,
All right, well, this has been incredible. Thank you to Sundance. Thank you. I mean, like I said, I was terrified of the screening, but this went so well. Thank you guys so much for coming.